welcome to Crazy Train 777 here, and we're here to do a review of 2 different items, and one was a Christmas gift. Yes, I'm just now getting it out, but you understand because it has to do with birds, so you can't kind of get it out at Christmas time. Well, maybe you could, and yes, guys, I still have my rabbits. I'm not on to the red, white, and blue yet because May's coming, and yeah, I'll be transforming all of that. And there's my little pooch. So say hello, get your coffee, get your snack, whatever, and let's go get at it. Okay, well, I am going to review, this is my Christmas gift, guys. It is a bird feeder camera. Yes, please. I'm infatuated with nature, guys. I live in a wooded area, and we have 10 deer just walked through the back of our house just the other day, and we just love watching the nature. I'm obsessed with birds, yes. I'm obsessed with animals, yes. My little love bug back there. And y'all, look, there's a tag. I got her shirt inside out. Oh, goodness, Mama. No, you can do better than that. Anyway, so my daughter got me this, and I love hummies. Hummies, oh my golly, I'm infatuated with those as well. So this is a camera, and it has a little camera inside, and when the little birdies come, or the hummies, whatever you so choose to put out there, it's supposed to take pictures of them. So my husband has got the post in the ground, and I'll show you that at the end, and he's got the post in the ground and all ready, and so when you pull it out of the box, it basically looks like this. So my husband has the bracket. This is the bracket. And you just screw this on the bottom. But he wanted to test it out the other day. So this comes separate, this bracket. It just has a screw. You screw it on the bottom. So that's what it looks like. And then the rest comes like this. You take this little guy off here and you put him on. But I'm not going to take him off. But you just put this on. There's full instructions. Yes, please. There's a full instruction book which shows you each part. But literally the camera is already built in there. And you tip it down to the top, which is very hard to see. But up here there's a panel. I wish my husband had left this off. Kind of asked him to, guys. But you know, they're in a hurry and they don't listen. But anyway, this snaps up. Oh boy. This snaps up here, so you can see there's the camera down in there. It's shelled in by a plastic container, so you obviously the weathering doesn't bother it, the water and all. Makes it waterproof. Up here, there's a little tiny flip. See this little flip cap? You flip that cap up, and you just put your charging cord in there. Now I'm going to tell you, it says charge it in the beginning from the top. There's no need to get your thing all up there. Now you need to put your SD card up there if you want an SD card in there. So it's probably better to have this off, and my husband did not do that, so he didn't listen. Anyway, we need to get the SD card in, so we may take this off. But y'all, I'm afraid to pull it because he put it on, and that's why I like doing things myself, because then you know how you put it on. But anyway, there is a cord on the back. This here does the same charging as it does up here. So just take your charger and all you just put it in there, and the other side's a USB, and you just charge it up. And when you do, you should get a green light that it's all charged and ready to go. So that's where we are on this. But anyway, it comes with different features. It comes with this little ball, and each one of this, there's little screws. Can you see the little holes? There's little screws, and you just screw each one of these in where you might want them. So if you wanted to use this, I think apparently there's like seated balls or something that you put in this. I don't really know, guys. Now there's the blue light that it is spotted action. So it may be on, I don't know. And it comes with a little, if you wanted just a little water dish, it slides down in here like that. If you want to do, this was the exciting part. I thought he just did birds, you know. And I said to my daughter, I said, well, I'm going to get one for my hummies because I got to see my hummies too. And no offense, let's see. Oh, sugars, y'all, sugar. It always makes it hard to get this out. There's no handle to it. Hold on. All right, now we get it all coming out. Anyway, it's a very small little hummy feeder. But ultimately, this is your little humming. There's your little thing. They can get their bills, their little beak right down in there. Put your little solution in here, and yes, that too screws on here however you want it. You know, if you want them to go to the middle, well, actually it's not the middle, so the camera must do better on the sides or something. Anyway, you would screw that right in there. And then this would be what you'd have on your feeder. So you could have that, have the little hummies come up here, and the camera, it gets a picture. Yes! I can't wait to try it, guys. So that's exciting. So my hubby might put it up tonight, I don't know. So once he gets it up, we get a few pics. It does tell you the app that you need to load, which I think it's called, it's V something, it's Vico Home, VICO Home. It's an app, and if you pay, of course, you know, there's always a fee, which you could look them up on Google once you get a picture. But if you wanted, there's a small fee. I think it was $4 and something a month for one part of it, and then something else if you wanted the Pro. But you can pay for it to identify the birds that the camera's capturing. But you could also do that on Google for free. Just show the pic, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to show you. They have cameras. If you've never noticed or looked, you might have never thought about it. But I always take pictures of my hummies every year. And if you look back, you will see some pictures that I've made. I like to do some calming, affirmations, things that help us through the day and through the times of the world and the many things that we face. And so there, I think, is a clip, something like that with the hummingbirds. But anyway, yeah, I love to sit and take pictures of the birds. So I always told my husband last year, I would so love to have a camera. And somebody said, they have cameras that do that. And I'm like, what? So I got one for Christmas. Yay! Anyway, we're going to see what it is. Now, I looked on Amazon. This one in particular is not available. I don't know why. And I saw it didn't have very good reviews. So we're going to find out about it, and I'm going to let you know. But I did find one that I will link below that literally is the same exact thing. It has the same bobs. It has the same everything. And it had better reviews. And it's like $99. And it's on sale now, 30% off. And it's like $69. So that's a pretty good buy on something kind of electronic and, you know, fancy. Like, this is kind of like a bougie thing. Like something I wouldn't necessarily buy on my own. But I got it for Christmas. So yay. So I want to share it with you, and maybe I can have many pictures to show of the lovely hummingbirds and the other birds that we capture. We do have cardinals and things around here, robins, sparrows, you know, you name it. The one I would like to capture is yellow finch. I love yellow finches a lot. My daughter gets them, but I don't get as many. And she has a camera too. Somebody was getting rid of one and they didn't want it, and she became the lucky owner. So yay for her. So we may have several pieces that we could put together and, you know, share with you guys. If you don't have a lot of birds or you can't get a camera yourself, I love to share. Now, the next item, I love to talk to. The next item I have had for a while, and I apologize, but with my health, guys, excuse me. Let me hydrate, I'm sorry. And guys, LaCroix is a great drink to have. Very natural water, no sugar, and this is something my kids with mast cell literally can drink. And they got me hooked, and, excuse me. These tops, they come in pink, different colors. Get them, Temu, Amazon. I don't like drinking out of a can. And I'm about out, so I hope I don't get another tickle. So, as we move on, I have had this. This is the fourth one I've ordered. 4. That's how amazing it is. 4. So my pooch right there, that's Jules. If you're new, yeah, you know, we always forget all that we're supposed to say. But if you're new here, thank you for coming, and I appreciate you being here. And for you newbies, thank you so, so much for being there and sticking with me, because guys, I don't get out a lot, you know. I'll go into that in a little bit, but I just don't get out a lot. And for you OGs, thank you so much for supporting me and being here. I so, so appreciate you guys. I'm sorry I didn't say that in the beginning. Eeps. Anyway, if you are new, or maybe you just don't remember or haven't been on, you know, I walk through when my TV's going with all the other ladies, and I miss so many things. So if they're like, well, didn't you see that on? No, I probably didn't, because I walked through and I catch bits and pieces. I don't always catch, you know, all of it together, because many of us don't have time to just sit and watch. You know, we're busy. Anyway, but if you've just walked through and not ever heard me say her name, it's Jules. That's my little sidekick. She's a Bichon, and she is 13. Well, upon being 13, you know, it all, when they come to aging, it is harder because, yes, they start needing assistance. So my little pooch started having problems jumping on couches. And she's always had a problem, because if you know a Bichon shape, they're Bichon, and they're short-legged. They don't have long legs. So my daughter has a little dog that's a terrier, and he's just as small, if not smaller, than her. But he's got long legs, and he can just jump and hop and on the couch, and he's no big deal. She, even from being little, has always struggled, but she's been able to get up there. So with age, this is a very low couch, guys. Do you really know the story behind this couch? Can we just go there for a minute? If you want to talk, I could talk. But I don't have many stories, but I do have a story about this couch. This couch, no lie, I'm not lying. I'm going to say it's almost 50 years old. No lie, 50 years old. Now, you can't tell it much, but there are some of the strings and the upholstery strings that are starting to go. And my husband and I probably need to look into a new one soon. But this was my mother's couch. And they had an addition to their home, and they added on a big new room. And when they did, she decided this was one of the first pieces she had in her big new room. And then later they chose, you know, decided differently. And we have built on our addition to our ranch home, which is this room, is our addition with all the colorful walls are the new part of the house. The older part has all the cream color, because back in the day, you just did almond, eggshell, whatever, you know. And this is the newer part of my house, which has all of the color. Anyway, we needed a couch, and we're one of those, yes, we pinched our pennies and all that, and so it was just enough for us to build the room, let alone we built it ourselves. And my husband's great at all kinds of, he's one of those, can do all, you know, do it all. Anyway, that's a good and a bad thing, because he can do it all, he doesn't like to hire out anything, so that's why all of our projects go undone, because he doesn't have enough time. And yet I'm not hiring that out when I can do it. Y'all know the kind. So we have a lot of unfinished products. But anyway, long story short, they gave us that couch because they were ready to get a new one. And so this couch has been here. And I know for a fact how old it is. Well, I know part of how old it is. My son's probably going to be 30. See, I have to say probably, because I can't do the math. I believe he's going to be 37. And anyway, yeah, I was trying to do the math. I announced my birth, not my birth, but I announced that I was pregnant on this couch at my parents' home. So I definitely, and I remember exactly how the couch was sitting, and I waited there because I was with my husband, and they weren't home at the time. And so we went in and we just sat there, and we were going to surprise them. And I told them that I was finally pregnant, because it took me about a year to get pregnant, and I was having some difficulties. But anyway, I remember, so I know it was at least that old, and they had it for 15 years maybe prior to that. I don't know, 10, 15, I don't know. So it's a good age. So it probably needs to be out of here. But anyway, there you go. I've added in a whole bunch of story and a lot of time, and maybe you're just not here for chit chat. But anyway, she's 13, so this box is what I was getting at. This box is something so helpful that if you have an animal who literally is having trouble getting up, I'm just trying to find if it says it anywhere. Yeah, it does. If you have a dog, it is a dog stair. And we looked and researched to see which kind of dog stairs should we get. There are ones with wooden ramps, and I thought, oh my golly, I don't know, because there's not much room out. My husband and I both sleep in recliners. I can't be in a bed. I do have fibromyalgia, and my family, we all have underlying mast cell. Now, I don't have mast cell like my daughter and the kids have, so, but guys, that's a whole nother story. Life is rough. I'm not lying. Sorry. They live a much different kind of life, and at times I think I'm going to get into it and share, and then at other times I don't ever want this to be a sad show. So I always want to bring smiles and things to you, not something that's depressing. But, you know, I don't know, maybe some we could tell and tell a little bit about it, you know, and make it kind of both. But yeah, I ultimately don't like to get into that. Anyway, so let's check out this stair. And like I said, this is my fourth one. And you say, why do you need 4? Well, because I have different rooms that have different sofas. And I got tired of carrying it from one room to the other, because you never know, she walks from here to there just that quick. So I'm like, okay, tote the staircase out here. Like I said, we did research. We didn't know if we wanted one that was the wooden kind of plank ones, and then you got to get it angled just right. And I heard many people say on the different heights, some of it will be so tipped upward, you know what I mean, that literally the dogs are fearful of it. They don't want to go straight up and that kind of sharp angle. So I'm like, boy, if it's on too much of an angle, will she use it? Will she not? So anyway, we came across this one, y'all. It's in a bag. Yeah, this is it. It's in a bag. I have to show you how it comes, because you not believe this is a ramp. But it is all suctioned in this nice little bag here. Matter of fact, my husband got mad at me. He says, why is that thing not out? Why is she not using it? And I'm like, because I want to show it. Because I still want to tell all my wonderful viewers that, hey, how this is and how wonderful it is. So, yeah. So, maybe this is my third. 1, 2. Yeah, maybe this is my third. Maybe not my fourth. It's my third. So, one is down at my daughter's. Because I go every day to cook. If you're new, I go every day in the afternoon to cook with my daughter for my grandkids, because they don't eat out. We can't eat anything. They can't anything that is not handmade. So we don't go out to dinners. We don't go dine. We can't go to McDonald's. We don't go to Dairy Queen. We don't do any of that. Everything is made at home, and most of it, a lot of it's fermented. Is the foods that go better for them. So we ferment foods. We make our own potato chips. We have to make our own rice. We have to make our own yogurt out of goat's milk. It's a process. And so if you don't know, my mother goes there in the morning for a morning shift to help my daughter, because my daughter also, on top of that, is homeschooling all of my 3 grands. They can't go to school, guys. First off, they can't even eat the food. Let alone when they're in a hospital, we have to tote food back and forth, because even when you go to a hospital, you don't think about it. IVs have to be different. They can't have sugars. They can't have sugar water. They can't have different things in IVs. Our medicines have to be compounded without the additives in the capsules that you get. And there's very special needs. Everything they're allergic to, just about. Let's just put it bluntly. So that makes it difficult. But anyway, long story short, where were we? I go there. So that's why I was saying I go there every afternoon. My mom does a morning shift. I go there in the afternoon. And so my dog always goes with me. That's the one little walk we get. We walk down to my daughter's. And anyway, my dog is down there, and she has much higher couches than I even have. And so my dog, she'll just sit there and bark and bark and bark and want to get up on the couch. I'm like, we cannot have this. So I finally said, I'm buying one of those to go down my daughter's. So that's what I did. I had the second one here to go out here, and I said, I'll take that one down to my daughter's. And she had to stay there because I was down with my son doing all his the moving process that I've told you about that literally has taken me away from my channel as well. So wait for it, guys. It's getting ready. It's busting open right now. It's busting open. Okay, here we go. Let's take this off. And you're going to see that literally it is stairs. Now, it will take a full day or so to like conform and become like all the way out, but it's pretty much out, guys. Look, that little bag had see the steps? Aren't they amazing? It's just wonderful. And guys, you can bump it. You know, I'm so sorry, but if you bump like I do my toe on everything, that's the other reason I did not want the hard framed, like yeah, what do you call it, Troy? Oh my goodness. Ramp. Yeah. Ooh, Joy. Okay. That's why I did not want the ramp, guys, because I did not want to stub my toe, because like I said, we sleep in a recliner, and there's not a lot of room there, but she can't even get up on the recliner when the feet thing is up. It didn't matter if the feet thing's off. She can't get up there. So anyway, this I find is about the height of most sofas. Gets her close enough to the top if it doesn't, flushly meet it. And voila, you have a staircase. So she's sleeping, but I was going to have her go up and down it. But I will tell you, look at that. See, Mama got you a staircase. So there you go. Can you see? Boop, boop, boop. And she can come up and down off that sofa just like that. And she absolutely loves it. I had a picture of the very first time she ever did. Guys, I don't know where it is. I've looked back in my photos and all that. I don't know where it is. But anyway, yeah, baby, you see, I got you pillow. So she just loves it. And like, I probably would put this over here in this corner, like over there. And yeah, she would just come right down off of there. I can't really show it much. I'm too close. Anyway, she'll bip, 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 and she'll go right down. So there we go. Anyway, that was the two things I really wanted to show you today. I've taken 22 minutes of your time. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me, and I certainly enjoyed spending time with you. And I hope you check us out on the next one. And as we leave, remember, share that smile with somebody, because guys, you just never know. So much is going on in the world, sickness and just, economics and politicals and all that. We want to erase it out of there, guys. But you know what? We know it's happening, but we still don't want to focus on it. And if we share that smile, just looking at somebody as you go by and giving them a smile, sometimes that's just like, wow, that really brightened my day. Look, they cared enough to give me a little smile. So if you want to go out there and share that smile with somebody, because like I said, you just never know. It might brighten their day, and it might turn their frown upside down.